and welcome to Model Train Fun. Today we're going to look at this Viessmann 4568 turnout mechanism. In reality, this is actually a small turnout mechanism and a decoder all in one box. So compared to the Märklin one's decoder and turnout mechanisms I've showed before, this one is supposed to be a small engine, such that it will actually slowly shift direction. The Märklin ones is actually a magnet, so it will more go clack clack. So this one here should do a more prototypical movement. So I'm gonna install it in a Märklin C-track. So as I understand it, this Viessmann 4568 is actually compatible with all Märklin and Trix C-track turnouts. One thing though that I've been warned about by colleagues is that where the Märklin turnout mechanism, you can easily fiddle with it, you can even use the manual handle as well at the same time. This particular turnout mechanism is actually a small engine. It has some gears inside as well. So you have to be very careful. It's more sensitive and you cannot force it. So you have to remove the manual handle or at least not use it while you have it installed. As always, be careful when you install electronics like this on your layout. Read the safety instructions. Make sure to check out the manual and do all the installation with power off. Always be careful to make sure that everything is connected properly together before you turn on the power. Now let's open the box and see what's inside. Looks like we got a small plastic thingy here with all the goodies. Okay. I got a very thick manual as well. And what is this? Oh. I think this is some safety instructions. But as you can see, the manual is rather sizable. If we look inside the manual, there is both English and German, as I understand it. Yes. See English and German instructions here. Rather lengthy. One thing I did notice was before I actually started recording this video, I was looking at the manual online, and I can see here it's only in black and white, and the online manual is in color. So I think I will use the online one to illustrate how it needs to be connected. Let's take a scissor and open the bag and see what's inside here. Always be careful when you use a scissor, don't cut anything. So what we got in here is a small bag, even smaller bag. There's a couple of screws in here. So we have to use these screws instead of the standard Märklin ones. If you compare them, you'll actually see these are slightly longer. Okay, and then there's an adhesive pad for the decoder as well. We have the turnout mechanism and decoder here. Let's try and unwrap it. All right. So this is the turnout mechanism itself. This is a small motor here, and then it can push the peg here in and out, where in the Märklin turnout mechanism it's a magnet that will actually quickly shift in and out. This is an engine that will slowly push it out. Then we have the decoder itself, and we got quite a lot of wires here. Let me see if I can untangle this. All right, it looks like we got 4 wires. let's go look at the manual to figure out how to install it. All right, let's have a look in the manual. So here we have the manual in color. So let's go through it. So we have both in German and English. Don't forget to read the safety instructions. And I think also the risk of damage here, where it points out that the point motor is actually very sensitive. There's a list of all the tracks that is supported. It actually is all the C-tracks. Here you can see a general drawing on how to mount it. Basically, the motor itself is mounted as a standard Märklin turnout mechanism, and the decoder is actually just glued with the adhesive pads to the turnout. And if we go further down, so here in section 4.6, we have the description on how to do it with a Motorola central unit, which is basically what the Central Station 3 and the Mobile Station 2 is. So if we look at the steps, first we need to switch it off. So it says e.g. emergency off. That's basically the stop button. Then we need to only connect the blue cable with the green marker and the power supply cables. Then we switch on the system. So basically we take it out of stop mode. Then we need to connect a second blue cable with a red marker to the track signal. And then basically we just from the command station, so in this case the Mobile Station 2 or the Central Station 3, we basically just set a switch command to the desired turnout, and then it will be recognized. Now let's go look at the figures. So if we first look at the one here with figure 3, where we only need to connect the blue cable with the green marker and the power supplies. I have that here. And you can see here the decoder we got over here. It has a wire to the turnout motor. We're not going to fiddle with that. It has a wire coming out here. It's a yellow and a brown wire, and they will actually go to the track or to our Central Station 3 or Mobile Station 2. The brown is what we normally know as brown, and the yellow is what we normally know as red. And then it says here if we are going to configure it as a Motorola address. So this is the Märklin Motorola or MM or MFX. Sorry, not MFX, but FX addressing. Then we have to use the green. So basically what we have to do is we have to take the wire where there's something green, the blue wire with green, and then connect that to the red. And then, so that was step 2. Then we switch it on. So it has to be turned on in this configuration where the blue wire with the green is connected to the red. We turn it on, and then we have to connect the second blue cable to the track 2 according to the figure 5. So we go over here and look, and we can see the here we have the figure 5. Again, we got the yellow and the brown cables, where the brown is what we normally know as brown that goes to the track, and yellow is what we normally know as red that goes to the track. So we see that the blue with the green on it is still connected to the red, and the blue with the red is going to be connected to the brown. Okay. So when we've done that, then we basically just switch it, and then it will recognize the address. Let's try it out. All right, so I have the turnout here that I want to mount it in, where we can use the little handle to shift it. If we go look at the other side, about here, you can see a little tab, and if I use the handle, you can see it disappeared and it reappeared. I need to make sure that the turnout mechanism actually will catch that one. So this one here needs to catch that little tab. Furthermore, I want to mount the turnout mechanism over here, because that's where the holes are, or the screw holes are. There's one there and then one there. which means I want the decoder to the other side. So I'm gonna wrap the decoder under. So basically keep the wire like this, so wrap it under. So let me first make sure it catches the little tab down here, and then I can align the holes. Okay. I didn't get it entirely here, I feel. Oh. If we don't catch the tab, we won't have much success. Alright. So you see the tab is caught here, and I have all the holes aligned. So now I can basically just screw it in. Number one, then the other one at the other end. All right. Okay, so now I intend to mount the decoder here. I have the little adhesive here I can mount it with, but I think I'll wait with that. I will start connecting all the cables. I think I'll connect them in the far end here since I got plenty of cable. Let's have a look at how we're going to mount the cables. Remember, we got a yellow and a brown here. So that's these two here. The brown has a resistor on it, and this is the yellow. So the brown goes on brown, the yellow goes on red. So what does that mean? Well, if we look at the turnout mechanism here, or the track, red always goes in where it says B for barn. So you see it says B for barn there, and brown on the 0. Okay, so I know where these two need to go. Then I have 2 more wires. I got the 2 blue wires here. All right. I got 1 blue with a green on it, and I got 1 blue with a red on it. Now the blue with the green needs to be connected to the red or the barn when it powers on, and then while it's powered on, we need to connect this one. Alright, so I would still like to be able to disassemble it afterwards. So I'm going to use the 74995 Märklin spade connectors. So these are the connectors such that we actually can connect wires to the track. So I'm going to try and solder the wires from the decoder to these so I can attach it to the C-track. Alright, so I got it here. I widen it slightly such that hopefully I better can get to the wire. Let's try it out. Actually, one thing I forgot is I should probably tin the wire first, so let me do that. So alright, let me try and see if I can tin the connector as well. Alright, let's try and put it together. Okay. And Let me see if I can still manage to squeeze it together around the wire here. All right. It seems like everything is firmly attached. Okay, so that was the brown wire. I had to attach that one by itself, at least in the beginning. Then we needed to connect the yellow wire and the blue with the green to the red or the barn. So I will also attach these two wires to a spade connector. All right. And the only one we have left is the blue with the red, but we need to attach that after we have powered on. So in order to do that, I have a little extra cable here I can snap on. So I got a little red wire with two ends where I can snap it on. So I'll snap this one on to the blue with red here, and then I will snap it on wherever it needs to go on the brown. Sorry, on the brown after power on. Now let's try and assemble it. So if we go back and look at the brown one here, it needs to go on the 0. We see the 0 here on the track. So I'll connect that one to the 0. All right. Then we have the other one where I soldered two wires together, the yellow and the blue with the green. That one needs to go on the B. I have the B here. All right. I'll make sure everything attaches properly. Okay. And then as the last one, I got here the blue with the red, which is the one I need to connect to the brown during the procedure. So we got that one ready. Okay. Let me turn on the mobile station. We see that one here. It's starting up. Now the procedure was to make sure there was no power on the track when we connected the other wires. We did that. Then we are supposed to take it out of stop mode. While it's in stop mode, we are supposed to connect the last wire to the brown. Okay, it's ready. And I need to take it out of stop mode. Okay, it's out of stop mode. Now I need to connect the last wire. And I need to connect it to the brown. So I do that over here. Okay, so it's connected. Then we take our mobile station. We go over to the turnout mechanisms. So I switch to accessories by hitting the button here that says, that looks like a turnout. We'll take a random address. So how about this one here, which is number 12. I will hit the change on this one. Oh, and you hear something happens. Okay, I did it once and it should work now. So if we take the turnout mechanism here, so you see here I'm on address 12. Remember the default is 1 for this particular decoder, so I succeed in setting it for 12. So I'll press the green here, so out here next to the green, and see it if it works. Indeed, it actually does work. I'll press the red and we can see it works. All right. Let me just turn it around so we better can see what's going on. Okay. I'm gonna press the green again. Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, I put it in stop. I'm gonna press the green again. And you see it slowly switches over. I'm gonna press the red. Okay, one more time for the green. Nice. Now, one thing you probably want to remember is to remove the little handle here, because you should never use this one, because that will force the engine, and the engine will not like that. All right, let's try the same thing on the Central Station 3. First, we need to create a turnout. So we pull down in the green tab here. And then we can see the menu. We got an edit button up here. So we hit the edit and then we hit add article. I would like to create a turnout. Okay. We see we get the turnout here that's highlighted in blue. So W1. I want to give it an address. I'm going to give it address 121. I'm also going to give it a name. So I'm just going to give it T for turnout and then 121. Okay. And then I'm going to hit OK. And now we have a turnout ready to program it with, which is this one here. So I'm going to go over and look at the turnout. And I'm going to go out of stop mode now. All right. Now I need to move over to the table. So what I need to do now is to connect the blue wire with the red. So that's this one here, and we need to connect it to the brown. So let me just try and do that. All right, it's connected. And now we just need to do, on the central station, we just need to shift it. So we basically just click it. So that was this one here. And you see it works. It basically goes first to one side, then to the other side. Let me try and turn it around so we better can see what's happening. All right. I'll zoom in. Okay. And we try it again. So we hit the turnout now. And you can see it changes position. And we hit it again. Really nice. Yippee! All right, now as the final thing we need to do is clean up all the wires and everything. If you look over here, I have actually permanently attached the blue with red, since we had done programming the decoder to this spade as well. Now this piece of wire here would require some insulation. If I had been smart, I would have used some shrink wrap before I actually soldered it on. Unfortunately, I don't have neither insulation nor shrink wrap. I also need to make sure that the decoder is attached as well. At least here I can use these pads that was with the decoder from the beginning. So let me just try and attach this one here. See if we can get it. I guess I need better nails. All right. So I can attach the decoder. So I probably just want it here. We can peel the protection off here. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have long nails. I guess I need my wife. Alright, I got it. Then we can basically just attach the decoder here. and then I need to sort out the wires. Alright, as you see, I have temporarily sorted out the wiring and made it a little nicer. I basically just used the strip from the packaging that was around the decoder here as a temporary measure. What would have been better is either some tape or insulation or something like that. However, I will do that later. One thing I have failed to do though, that I would strongly encourage you to do, is if you look here, there's still some exposed wire. This wire is actually dangerously close to, you see the black here at the bottom. So that's the B or the red, that's here at the bottom of the turnout. And this one is the brown, so if they touch each other, there will actually be a short. So what I would suggest is to actually use some shrink wrap, shrink tube around this before you solder it on, or insulate it afterwards. So this is very, very important to avoid any shorts. One interesting thing in the manual that you also need to be aware of is that it shows you how to reverse the switching direction. So I guess you can get in a situation, if you looked at or re-look at my video here, you'll actually see that when it is straight on the central station, it is actually also straight on the turnout. However, if you get into a situation where that's not the case, what you can do is you can actually just reconnect the wires differently, and then it will flip the switching direction. So if you look at this diagram here, which is 5-1, you look at the two blue wires, you look at the green and the red. If I scroll up just a little here you see how they normally are connected. They're normally connected with the green to the yellow. Remember, the yellow is the red, or the B for barn. And then the blue with red here is connected to the brown. So each on their wire. If you want to reverse the direction, basically what you have to do is you have to connect them both to the same wire, and that is the red wire, which is the B for barn. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Let me know also what your experience is with this Viessmann 4568. Do you like it? Does it work well? And so on. Please put it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell so that you'll be notified about upcoming videos. Enjoy!